I can only imagine the discussions that must have been had at Nintendo HQ leading up to this game. Super Mario Odyssey has been out for a couple years now. It was a critical success. It's finally the 3D Mario game that everyone was waiting for. People are clamoring for more. It's been 3 years now. If not Mario Odyssey 2, then just some DLC, anything. People are throwing their money at us. They don't even have to know what they're getting yet. Just promise them. You guys, trust us. We'll give you something good. Trust us. We got this. Big meeting. Miyamoto walks in. He says, guys, get this. I got it. Cancel the Mario Odyssey DLC. Cancel it. Cancel Super Mario Odyssey 2. I got a better idea. Room goes silent. New guy in the corner asks, his eyes still filled with hope, Super Mario Galaxy 3? Miyamoto smiles. Even better. Mario 3D World DLC. All jokes aside, I loved my time with Bowser's Fury. Given some of the recent decisions that have baffled and frustrated Nintendo's fanbase, it's a relief to see that Bowser's Fury has broken that losing streak, even if just for a little bit. Where do I even start with this one? If you've played 3D World, you'll recognize most of the enemies, power-ups, and stage mechanics. Bowser's Fury is a rare instance of Nintendo reusing the engine and assets of a previous main series entry to put together something new. Except this time, they've made an entirely different game. Instead of just making another linear platformer, they made one huge open world level. And with a few tweaks to the engine, it works surprisingly well. I'm really impressed by how far they were willing to push the open worldness of this one. Design-wise, Mario Odyssey almost seems safe by comparison. As much as I love Odyssey, all I can think about now is how much more I would enjoy it if all those worlds were seamlessly connected somehow. Sure, the individual levels are mostly isolated from each other, but as you open up the second and third main areas, the world starts to interconnect surprisingly well. I remember when I started exploring the third area, I climbed up this dam and wandered right into the middle of a level. You'll also find yourself racing across the world with the help of Plessy to earn cat shines. Now who's Plessy, you ask? It's your, sea Yoshi buddy. Now I had a ton of fun the first time I met this guy. After you finish the first area, the world opens up and you gotta ride Plessy to your next destination. Kind of feels like a mini Breath of the Wild moment, where the whole world just opens up and it's at your fingertips. The best part is how unrestricted your movement with Plessy is. I was pretty surprised when I rode him straight onto land and started plowing through trees and enemies. The next obvious move was to ride him straight to his demise. Oh, I killed him. Ah, another one. I guess it's just a fate the Yoshi lineage will never escape. You'll spend a good amount of your time between levels traveling on Plussy's back, so it really helps that he feels good to control. He'll always pop back up right where you need him, so you never have to go looking very far when you're ready to go somewhere else. This game really feels like a culmination of lessons learned from all the previous 3D Marios. It might be the most open world one yet, but the levels have a little bit of Super Mario 64 style progression. You'll often play through the same stage twice, but with some modifications or a new objective. The difference is that this level changing is completely hidden from you. I actually felt like the game was messing with me at first. The levels will blatantly change on you, but it's done in such a clever way that you don't even notice. You'll go and collect 1, 2, maybe 3 cat shines on a level, run out of stuff to do, and move on. Now, while you're off doing other things, they up and change the level on you. On a surface level, it's really not all that different from how you get booted out of a level in Super Mario 64. Except it happens much less frequently. And you're opting to boot yourself out. But that's the key difference. You're the bootee. Because they leave the control in your hands. The only thing between you and the next star is a completely skippable cutscene of a lighthouse being lit. And now instead of having to go through a hub world, the game is the hub world. The content is so dense, you probably won't even need to think about what to do next. Something will just catch your eye and you can walk right towards it. The whole game is like this. Everything is just so dense and fun. This game will seriously challenge your attention span though. In the span of about 60 seconds, I went from falling to the bottom of a level to spotting one of those bunnies you need to chase. So naturally I started darting after that like a distracted puppy. Then Bowser showed up and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go catch that golden island cat shines before it disappears. So I go run after that. Of course, poof, the island disappears right as I'm about to get to it. So then I go back to chasing this rabbit. Now suddenly I'm back to climbing the level I just fell down. This was all done with zero filler, zero loading screens, zero padding. It's all just gameplay. And it all happened because I fell down. This is an interesting approach to handling difficulty. In a traditional Mario game, I'd have to die and wait for the level to restart. This happens too in games like Mario 64 and Sunshine, but depending on how badly you mess up, you might just need to climb up the level again. There are pros and cons to each. Normally I get kind of annoyed if I have to climb up the whole level again. I don't really want to sit through a death screen though either. But in this game, they just distracted my feeble millennial brain with other shit to do. Aw, you fell down? That's okay. Here you go, boy. Chase the bunny. Chase the bunny. By the time I even remember what I was trying to do in the first place, I've done like 50 other things and now I'm not even mad anymore. The game nails everything right about choice and difficulty that Mario Sunshine got wrong. You don't need to get those 7 shines in every level. Just go and do whatever you want for a while and then win. It's a tough game for me to critique without pulling from a list of obvious complaints. Yeah, it's a little short. Kinda comes with the territory of what this game is. Sure, I think it would have been better if it was made with the Mario Odyssey engine. I think it's an objectively better engine, probably the best 3D Mario engine we've got. But I get why they did it this way. They just wanted some more 3D World content to bundle with the game. And it reuses that 3D World engine really well. Though I'm not sure how many times I can overlook fighting the same Boom Boom boss. Is it just me or does this fight feel really familiar? Now, for a game called Bowser's Fury, the Fury part is a little conflicting for me. I get that it's a gimmick to justify the game. Half the time I like it. It's cool that it changes the level layouts a bit, and the chaos it induces can definitely spice things up. It was actually a little more annoying for me when I wanted Bowser to show up to help me break those special blocks. There's a solid chunk of these cat shines, and none of them were particularly interesting. I would just need to make a note of where they were, wait for Bowser to show up and then run over to them, and then I would just sit in front of them and wait for Bowser to hit them, usually damaging me in the process. But by far the worst part of Bowser's Fury is also the best part. It's just such a tease. We literally have no idea what's going to happen next or what this game means for the series. It could just as easily be a test for something bigger as it could be a throwaway game we never see anything more from. This is Nintendo. Bowser's Fury is what I've been wanting Nintendo to do with 3D Mario for years. The game is a tantalizing sneak peek at what a truly open world 3D Mario game might look like. Imagine a game like this, but taken further. Without the limits of essentially being a 3D world ROM hack, you could have a world full of distinct biomes and NPCs to interact with. The Mario series has so many quirky characters that people would love to see in a game like this. Remember how, in Super Mario Sunshine, you could see the other parts of the island from within each level? Imagine actually being able to jump out of bounds and travel between these areas on foot. Nintendo doesn't even need to come up with that many new ideas. The 3D Mario games already have a rich history of beloved characters and mechanics to implement. Instead of just using Plessy, imagine flying between islands with the wing cap, or blasting yourself out of a cannon, or using the turbo and rocket nozzles from Sunshine. Bowser's Fury proves that Nintendo is willing to look back at its rich history and build upon the aspects that fans have adored. I'm telling you, you take lessons learned from Mario 64, Sunshine, Odyssey, Galaxy, you combine them with this game, you make yourself a nice spicy meatball game sandwich. But let's be real. This is Nintendo. We're gonna wait a year, 2 years, 3 years. Nothing. Then, in the only Nintendo Direct to happen since then, aside from maybe the one announcing the Switch port of Tingle's Rupee Land, New Super Mario 3D Bros. Deluxe. It's the remake of the third New Super Mario Bros. Game, which is actually New Super Mario Bros. 2, the one with the coins.